tell you about Legend Seeker and how you can support its development while getting some awesome perks. By subscribing to our Legendary tier on YouTube or becoming a paid member on our Discord or Patreon, you'll get early access to all Legend Seeker lore and mechanics. This means you'll be among the first to dive into the world of Legend Seeker and give direct feedback that will help shape the game. But that's not all. Supporters will also be the first to playtest the system and will get exclusive invites to private streams where we discuss the game in detail. Your input will play a huge role in making Legend Seeker the best that it can be. Now, for those of you who love watching our tabletop role-playing game shows, supporting Legend Seeker comes with some fun bonuses for the casts. Here's how it works. If you are a Copper or Common member on Discord or Patreon, you can give a $20 benefit to a player of your choice. Silver and Uncommon members can give 2 benefits to 2 players of your choice. If you go the YouTube route, you can give a $50 benefit to a player of your choice. And for the ultimate support, Gold and Mythic members on Discord and Patreon give a $20 benefit to 3 players of your choice. You can choose from all casts across Moonskull. Every bit of support goes directly towards making Legend Seeker a reality. It helps fund the art, writing, editing, and eventual publishing of the game. So, if you want to be a part of this journey and support our shows, join our Legendary tier on YouTube or become a member on Discord or Patreon. We couldn't do it without you, and we're excited to build Legend Seeker together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the game.
All right. Hi, I'm Frost. This is Frost Written, and I'm about to do some writing for Legend Seeker. So all the lore, all the writing, right here. I just had to, run over to the patio door because I was summoned by the sound of a cat going, "Huh, huh." So I quickly got her outside. She's been sitting out there admiring and evidently eating all the nice green grass shoots. Yay! And if you hear dinging, that's work. Sorry, can't turn that one off. Yeah, so hiding cookies everywhere, got it. That's very mean. Good job, fantastic. You've earned that badge. Medal? I don't know, one of the two. So mean. Wow. And then she lost her mind. Well, let's see. Where was I and what I'm doing? Oh gosh, work. Stop pinging me. Stop. You don't have to keep pinging me. It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. All right. Go down here to the next entry. I should probably figure out a way to get down there quicker. Okay. Put this here. And there. So I'm back in the section that is called Cultures and Peoples of the Godlands. Filling in some gaps, bits. And the band hammer's at the ready. Look out, people. Uh, let's see, as their brethren will say. So I'm writing up info on the dwarves of Mount Zintur. You possess. Why is it? It's the correct number of S's in possess. Why is it? Oh, it didn't like. Okay, didn't like the comma over there. All right, they tie into focus on fine smith work, stone carving, and the creative arts. They do possess a robust military, but they do not strive martial perfection as much as their brethren to the east. The riches in fine metals and gems for the most part. Mount Zintor. Providing protection and infrastructure before. I got a medal. It also says there's no prize for losers, but I got a silver medals that prove they're wrong. I don't know why you have a butt of silver medals, but okay, you got a butt of silver medals there. Fantastic. Back in my day, they didn't even have participation trophies. Nice. Nothing says, hey, I was there. Quite like a trophy. Hey, fun fact, when I was in, let's see, what grade was I in? Must have been middle school. I was 10. So that must have been, I was in six. I must have been in middle school. I must have just gotten into middle school, I guess. Yeah, I think I was in middle school. The myself and this other girl in our class got a citizenship award because we were evidently model citizens. We were really good at school. We didn't get in trouble. We were on the sports teams, you know, blah, 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 perfect attendance and all that. And we each got a medal from the city. It was this town. It was like maybe 300 people. But we had to go to 2 ceremonies for the vets, and we had to do one in a hall that was the gym at the school for a presentation, and one was up at the local cemetery, which was right by my house. And she had to recite Flanders Fields, the poem from World War I, and I had to give Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, but I had to do mine at the cemetery. And it was really cool because I had an actual medal given to me by the VFW and the city, and which unfortunately got destroyed at my mom's when there was a flood. So I no longer have it. But I got an actual medal. Woo! Oh boy! And that and $17 will buy me a coffee. Exactly. Goody two shoes. That's me. I was the paladin of the group, evidently. Dear me. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, so I was going to talk about, since we were talking about hiding things, I don't remember if I told you guys before. I had a friend in college who was part of my role playing group. He was an odd duck. He was a certified public accountant. He was a goofy person. He used to make folders for every delivery service that we'd use to get food for during our games. And he would make up spreadsheets and do cost benefit analysis of each pizza place. Count the number of pieces of toppings in each portion on each slice, how many slices they made, how big the pizza was, how thick it was, and give you basically a cost benefit analysis. Like, if you're going for pepperoni, go for these people because the average is this many per slice and per pizza. And he would do all that math. So he liked being ready for any situation ever. He would just take money, like a $20 bill or a $5 bill or whatever he had at any given time. $20 bill for us was a ton of money back then. And he would hide it in our apartment because we'd usually play at our place. Or my friend, who was the other person who was a DM most of the time, he would just find a picture on the wall. He'd go back to the back of it and he would stick it under the little tab that held the frame together, or he would tape it to the back of something. He would hide it under lamps. He'd just put money wherever. And when they were like, say, hey, should we get pizza? He'd just be like, yep, just a second. He'd walk over to a lamp, pick it up, get some money out. We're like, how much money do you have hidden around our place? And he's like, I'm never going to tell you. We never looked because it was just kind of funny to see where he was going to go next. But he would do that. And when we moved out, I asked him, I said, so I think we moved everything out that was our furniture and whatnot. Did you hide money on anything that was like part of the apartment? He says, I honestly have no idea. He's like, I could be leaving, a bunch of money there, but I have no idea where I even put it anymore. Great. He was a dork. He would also, outside the apartments where he lived down on campus, the parking enforcement people were rabid around there because they could make so much money getting tickets to students and people who would park between classes and park illegally, or the meter would run out and they get there 5 minutes late after their classes. So the parking people would run around knowing the class schedule. They would go towards the end of each class period and just zoom around, finding whose meters were expired. So what he'd do is, if he had a day off of classes or he was studying at home or doing anything, he would just go buy rolls of nickels or quarters or dimes. And he would just, every hour or so, he'd just walk up and down the block in front of his place to get some exercise. He would go to every meter and just put like 20 cents in them, all of them. And he would just do that every day. And he got yelled at by one of the parking people who saw him doing it. And they're like, you can't just put money in people's meters like that. And he said, why not? The lady said, you're not parking here. He said, I don't care. I'm just giving money to the city. Is that a problem? He said, well, you're not parking here. You can't feed meters. That's actually a fine. And she tried to show him some kind of a city ordinance that said you can't plug meter. You can't just sit there and keep feeding the meter all day. He said, well, I'm not. I'm only plugging, a couple of quarters in, or dimes or whatever on when I walk by. It's like, it's no big deal. They turned into this little thing where he'd see her and she'd see him. He was a weird dude, man. He was a lot of fun, though. He was a strange guy. Yeah, whoever moved in that apartment was in for a surprise. Well, not only because of that, but because when we lived in that apartment, the neighborhood was starting to get really bad, and they would not deliver pizza or food or anything after like night. When darkness came, no more deliveries into the area. Then they started having the grocery stores would close at dark, and everything would close at nighttime because they were getting robbed so often. And we moved out, and I think it was because my brother moved in with me to close out the lease because my friend moved to a different place. I think it was 2 months after we left. Somebody was killed in a robbery, one building over. Like, hey, perfect timing. Good time to go. Strange or interesting? Yeah, he's an agent of chaos. He was strange and interesting. He's also the person who had a briefcase when we went to the Inferno or the other clubs and stuff they like going to. He had a briefcase with pages in it. He was the one who bought people's soul for $1. He figured, why not? And people would take the buck. Or if they pushed hard, he'd buy him a drink. And they'd sign it over to him. Never got mine, though. Anyway, back to these fine dwarves. Let's see. The mounts, or the dwarves of Mount Zintor are more into precious metals and gems and whatnot. Go back up to their counterparts who wear a lot more hide stuff, armor and whatnot. The Freelander. Here we go. Right, we'll copy this and we'll go down to the next section and we'll do the counterpoints. Oh, that guy. That's the guy. My soul is mine to give away. I really should have read Sevy's contract better. Well, yeah. Oh, well. Only the good die young. Since males tend to dress in rich tunics, ornamented and embroidered with their clan runes and devices like their counterparts in Silverman. Silvermon. There we go. Mount Zintor males tend to dress in rich tunics ornamented and embroidered with their clan runes and devices like counterparts in Silvermon. However, they favor warmer tones for their color schemes. Mount Zintor females often dress in well-made dresses like that. Well-made dresses. Traditional dirndls, most are cut high and worn with leather breeches, support freedom of movement and protection. go up to these guys again. Go with additions. Godspeed, Lever, Umbrage, Eternity, Umbrage. Yeah, I don't think you needed to do Umbrage again. I got the message. I saw you with the brochures for Wizard Rentals. You can't hire me out to kids' parties. Can you? I hope. Just some words I like. But that's Erudai's phonetic alphabet, evidently. Erudai's military out of all, so he's the one who should know the best. I don't know if he got to use that very often when he was refueling whatever he was refueling. Those planes is. Okay. Oh, how did I add an extra space in there? That's weird. What did I do? I'm just adding spaces left and right. Traditions. All right, let me go see what I did for the section. All right, we're going into martial readiness for this set of dwarves. Then we'll do points of contention. I'm working on the folks and peoples of the land, adding entries for some of the other character or groups that I did not hit yet. Charlie Alpha Tango. Meow. Do. All right, they're 4-9 impenetrable. Their armor finally crafted to maintain heavily defended escape tunnels from most of their outposts. Okay. Points of contention. Oh, I did that. I hit the wrong key, evidently. Points of contention. They hate everybody. Wait. All right. Okay. Down. Here we go. Oops. There we go. That was weird. Rudai, did you see that Pap is gonna start hiding things all over Chrysant's house? Everybody's giving her very creative ideas. Oh, weird. That's not what I expected. All right. I'm having an Izzy. It's green. You can't see me or anything through it because, well, look, it is green. And this is like a sparkling soda, and they have blackberry and currant and all these other flavors. This one I thought was lime. It is sparkling apple. That was not the flavor I expected. It's pretty good, though. Don't tell the Rudai that. He'll actually message her ideas. Well, it's too late now. You're done for. And I'm doing this for your own good, Chrysant, because otherwise you're just not going to have any fun with life. Nope. Nothing fun will happen if people don't hide things in your house. I'm pretty sure. Will this really count? No, I spelled that good. Spelled that properly. I still can't believe you hid cookies where Papa sits. He sits on the other side. They were safe. You know he sprawls and naps. Well, hey, then you got cookie crumbles, right? And we'll say, oops, we'll say south. On good, oh, I don't know why I kept on good. On good terms with their human and elven neighbors, the dwarves of Mount Zinter mainly patrol and guard against their eternal foes, the orcs in the north, the giants in the mountains around them, and whatever slithers out of the rotwash in the south, the soul spires in the south. All right, views on magic. It's okay. Dwarves of Mount Zinter are receptive to. I think I just a typo on my other entry here. Let's just check that once. Yep, I forgot a word. Let's put that word in there. There we go. That was always fun. Right. All right. Let's get back to the other entry here. Martial readiness, use on magic. Force monsters are receptive to all forms of magic, bar, necromancy. For food like fellows. Needed to be crumbled anyway for the recipe. No worries. You mean actually crumbled, not let's break Croissant's blender? Wait a second. There's a story here. Okay. Hello, Jensen. We got to hear the blender story. There's blender stories. Or eh. Not eh. How about the? Good. All right. I just got another ping. I got lots of pings today. Ping, 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 ping. All the pings. What did we get? Oh my gosh, I got the worst picture of my cat Charlie. He looks like a demon. I think I'm going to delete that picture. He got up from laying in the driveway in the dust, kind of relaxing. And he got up and he's about to yawn, but his jaw's kind of moving sideways. He's like, bleh. He just looks like a monster. I'm like, oh, geez. I don't know if you can actually even see him here. He's, let's see, we'll get this to focus, maybe. There he is, just laying in the driveway. It's mostly black and white, but he's just laying in the gravel driveway. That's not the demon picture. I'm not going to show you the demon picture. I don't want you to think he's a demon. But he's not. He's a very nice kitty. And that picture you can't even tell is a cat because it's just a big ball of floof because Calvina was laying on me, curled up like a little caterpillar. She didn't have a food processor, so I used her blender. I broke nothing. What weird chaos did I come into? Also, couch cookies? Froste written stream, what did you expect? Time for heavy liftings, maybe cookies later. Have fun, chat. Kyle, you have fun. I am so sore from lifting things that I didn't even lift like weights to do anything nice. I just, oh my God, my muscles are all sore because I was lifting heavy things and stretching out in a different way. Now all my muscles all the way through, feet all the way up to my fingers are sore. You've done some workout to your body when everything hurts and you go like this and you're like, ow. It reminds me when I was doing that Russian pull-up challenge push-up challenge a few years ago, where you time yourself to see how many you can do, and then every hour on the hour, I think it is, you do, no matter what you're in the middle of, you drop and do that set of push-ups. That was impressive because after a while, you could really feel it building your pectoral muscles, your biceps, your triceps, and everything. Oh, that's punishing though. Wow, that hurts. I have a Ziploc bag and a hammer. Wait, is that a threat? Oh no, the cooking. Process means put in blender. Crumble means use your hand or a rolling pin in a baggie. Pick things up, put them down, then have cookies. And what a cutie. Yeah, Charlie is such a cute cat. When he was a little kitten, he was just adorable. And he's very pleasant and happy. He's got a little meow for a big cat. He's a little goofball though, because he doesn't like to be held on for more than like, I don't know, 8 seconds. Dwarves monsters are receptive to all forms of magic, barring necromancy. They see magic as a supremely useful creative force and embrace it as such. A number of great dwarven wizards have hailed from these halls, all leaving to practice their crafts in remote and safe locations for the good of their fellows. Okay, go. Wee kid. I don't know if it's quite that. He's got a similar meow to my other big cat Wolfie, who, big cat size of Calvino, even fluffier. And his meow is just like a okay. Charlie tends to trill when he meows. He rolls his meows, and I can't do it. Am I sure he ain't part rabbit? Well, he's eating rabbits, if that makes a difference. You are what you eat. He and his sister Roxy, Charlie and Roxy, they were like Itchy and Scratchy from The Simpsons when they were little. It was just nonstop attempting to murder one another because they would play so roughly. They were inseparable, but they were just so mean to each other. It was hilarious. But then they would fall asleep snuggled. And she became my best friend's daughter's cat. And when they moved, took her with. And so they've been separated, but they like seeing each other on video. They got much more mild after a year or so. Oh goody, I hear the kitties making the noises for me. Good job, cats. Thanks, guys. Love it. The demon pictures. Oh, the demon pictures are scary. He just looks so like, oh. Look, he's got some kind of a madness upon him. Okay. We'll see if we change anything about that. Okay. I have to think a little more about these people. I want to come up with a slightly unusual, not unusual, but like a different culture's working dress for these people. Somebody sent me a video talking about clothes. It was a guy with some of those Texas boots that have the toes that point up a little bit. And the other guy came on and he looked at him and he looked down and his toes were even longer, pointed up. They were like 5 inches of like curled up weird toe. And the guy's like, And they all look over and another guy shows up and it's like a foot long, these big floppy things. The other guy walks around with him, holding them in his hands. It was like, I hope these aren't real shoes. I mean, the first ones were probably real shoes. The later ones, hopefully not. Okay, that is an interesting. Let's see. Oh, those are some interesting ideas for way people could dress. Okay, those people look like they're all generated by AI. Got it. Yep, some of those people have extra fingers. That person's, I'm not sure if they're supposed to be missing an arm, but I think it's supposed to look like it's behind them. Got it. Go with peasant. There we go. Voice chat. Uh-oh. All right, I'm getting voice chat. Let me turn on my desktop audio here. Boop. Get in that voice chat and see why won't it let me get into the voice chat. All right, am I in here now?
Hello.
It worked. Hello, how's it going?
Good. How good or bad is the audio?
You sound faint, but you sound like constant. It's not like jittering in and out.
Not too much wind noise or anything like that?
Nope, nope, nope. I can hear you. I don't know if anybody else can hear you, but they'll have to yell.
Well then. I am in a new vehicle, so I am testing out my car phone in here. But so I have a great idea that I'm going to send Chrysant's mom.
Oh no.
Yep. I'm not going to share what it is. I'm not going to give any hints. But I am going to tell Chrysant's mom. And it's going to be dastardly.
You're done for, Chrysant. I'm so sorry. She's just being silent, which is probably safe. Or scary. She says, I still don't trust your car, Erudai. And then she said, oh no.
Yeah, you didn't think I was there for that part of the conversation, did you? Oh, I've been lurking.
And Bap is just all smiles right now. Uh-huh. I'm thinking that she's in trouble. Yeah, so I am going through working on some of the other folks and peoples that I didn't do the cultural call-outs for, like their traditions, their dress, and things like that. So that's what I'm currently doing.
Sweet.
Yeah, trying to find things that people would wear in different parts of the world that would make sense. Not like everybody's wearing the exact same outfit all the time.
Where do they wear sandals?
Probably here, because these people go barefoot a lot.
Where do the men dress as women and think they're women?
Ooh. One place.
I'm kidding. That place does not exist.
One place only. That would be in Concordia.
Okay, never mind. That makes sense.
This is the
Those
only
pirates
place.
always were a little strange.
Exactly. Yeah, the wenches. Is it a wench? I don't know. Did you see in chat what what Chrysant just said to you, Erudai? She said, Erudai,
No.
buddy, best friend, don't do this. With
It's
lots
too
of
late.
ellipses in between.
It's too late.
Oh, it's too late. Uh-oh. I think the pin has been pulled on the grenade. Too late, Chrysant. Sorry.
Far, far too late.
Man. Oh, well. Chrysant, you had a good run. I mean, you made it to 84, 85, whatever. Whatever faux age you are. Is Erudai actually a buddy, let alone a best friend? I don't know, Jensen. She's trying. She's trying her best. He is when he's conspiring to be mean to me and team up with my mother. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm just happy the conversation moved away from me being turned into glue. Ish.
I mean, you got a few comments.
Yeah.
We'll see if those grow.
It worked for now. Like I said, I don't want to be rented out to birthday parties as a wizard, so I hope there are more comments this time. Guess we'll find out. Chrysant's gonna work.
Nobody wants to be a birthday. Nobody wants to be a birthday party magician these days.
Nope. I don't know. Well, I was
All your
supposing
tricks
people
are already on the internet, and the kids just make fun of you.
Exactly, and I think honestly, back in the day, it probably would have been a little more interesting, but still. Don't people have like like superhero dress up people nowadays come to their kids' parties, or Disney people?
Well, we had that when I was a kid too. I had Michelangelo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come to my party.
Oh, I
Oh
thought
wait,
you were going to
sorry,
say the
Raphael.
painter.
Wow, I would be the nerdiest kid alive if, when I was like 5, I was like, guys, look, Michelangelo. Oh my god.
And everybody just drops their presents and leaves.
They
Was...
might not even leave the presents at that point.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. They might go back to the gift table, take the presents, and go. Honestly, I never had a birthday party like that. I never did that sort of thing when I was a kid. We just, we had a present with our family, maybe, and that was about it. It was shocking to me when my people would be like, come to the party and bring a present. We're like, we can't afford to eat. How are we supposed to bring a present to your party?
Yeah, I remember having like 2 of them. And then my sister, who's closest to age with me, started getting old enough for birthday parties. And then they started being a little bit more private, because 2 birthday parties a year was more expensive than 1.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, girls' birthday parties tend to be a little more of an affair.
Yeah. A lot more involved.
Yeah. Especially if they have multiple
Out of curiosity, because I have actually not looked, did you ever finish the write-ups for those iconic legendary characters?
I probably didn't do all of them. I should probably go look and see. Because I know for some of them you did the short write-up. For a few of them, we need to do the long write-up though, right? And I think there's still one that's missing. Okay, I'll put those on my note list here of next things to hit.
Longer write-up, and since you're talking clothing, what we're really going to need with some of this is a description of the characters too. Some things that would make them iconic and stand out in the crowd. Unique-looking clothing and other accoutrements.
Sure. Like open head wounds. Perfect. I got ideas. Wait.
Yeah.
That's more Strange Eons. Oh, no.
I pinged my artist, and he said he's short a few descriptions, and I was like, oh, I could have sworn I already did those, but apparently I did not. So.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get more descriptions going. It will work. Let's see. All right, that is on my note list for next steps. Let me rename that, actually. That was a nice noise.
Also, I had a really good idea.
Oh?
You want to hear my great idea?
Let's hear it, as long as it's not hiding cookies in Croissant's house.
I mean, my idea is much better than that. But I was thinking, because I was thinking about doing like little NPC cards with like the picture on the front and the stats on the back. For the mums specifically, there'd be a little scratch and sniff section, so you could scratch the sticker and see what their language smells like. That
is funny. It smells angry.
It's gonna stink. It's gonna stink really bad.
Oh no. It's just pollen. It makes you sneeze. What's funny is I just talked to somebody about scratch and sniff stickers today, because I sent them a picture when we were talking about books the other day and kids' books and stuff. I brought up at the book fairs that sometimes you could get the scratch and sniff stickers, or occasionally, if you were lucky, if you did really well in class, the teacher would give one on like a test or something to you. And I showed them pictures of them, and they said, "What are those?" And I just said, "Wait, what? You've never seen one?" They're like, "No, what is it?" Like, it's a sticker, and you scratch it, and it would smell like something. They were like, "What?" So I sent them a whole rabbit hole of scratch and sniff stickers and all this stuff, and the fervor around them when we were kids, and I'm like, wow, I had no idea. And I said, don't get me started on the scented markers.
Yeah, I wonder why they stopped. We probably found out there was something like really bad about those stickers, and we were like inhaling fumes that were damaging our brain or something.
Yep.
And that's why the kids now don't have them.
That's probably why everybody in the generations back then looked like old people when they were 30. Maybe. Need a culture that wears
Oh, wait.
80s hyper bright colors, not the clothes, but super bright colors. I don't know, but JJ, that seems like work. Chad is just full of crazy people. We love them. What was I gonna? I did have a question for you that was relating to this stuff. What the heck was it? It literally just popped into my head. Dude, let me look back at the map here. Right. I don't remember what it was now. I'll remember it later. Might have had something to do with the stuff Moss is working on, but I can't remember now.
Well, gosh darn it. I guess I shouldn't have brought up Scratch Sniff.
Damn it. I'm gonna go when I remember it, I'll just hop into our chat and I'll spring it on you guys as a question. Because I know that at one point Chrysanth had asked she wanted to know more about the Brotherhood of the Gilded Veil and the first wizards. And I'm like, wait a second. I was trying to think, I was like, were those the first wizards? Did I get them confused? And it was the first wizards in order that I made up.
I'm sure some of them, probably including their founder, were among the first wizards. But the organization itself is its own thing.
Yeah, because I have a few different orders. Like in the Azure Kingdom, they have the Order of the Blue Flame. That wasn't a specific group of wizards and whatnot. But I think I'm getting close to thinking or getting, yes, kind of sort of zeroing in on what I want to do with my mythic characters. So I'm going with a couple of the ideas I think I've written in a few different spots here. I'm like, oh, I think that could work out. So getting close.
Sweet.
I think it's going to be cool. I hope. I don't know what kind of plant form Chrysanth is going with for hers.
She said she wanted to make a mum who specialized in tying people up with vines and beating them with a stick. She wanted to make its name Buddhism. Buddhism. I didn't know how to pronounce it exactly, but
wow, Chrysanth.
It wasn't phonetic. Yeah, it wasn't phonetically friendly. I'll say that.
Well, he just gave you the straight line mouth with straight line eyes, as if you had just said a pun.
Uh-oh.
Yep. I think you're probably in trouble now. You're in hot water. About this time,
it's not my fault.
It's not my fault. Not my fault. Uh-huh. That's what they all say when they get caught. I can't stand you, her rude eyes, she says.
You know what? Shrinky Dinks. The world's also forgotten about Shrinky Dinks.
That's true. Shrinky Dinks. And there was... we just talked about this the other day. Somebody got a t-shirt from, I don't know, some company, and they didn't like the pattern and stuff on the front. And I said, oh, man, you've never lived until you've had an iron-on t-shirt from, like, a cereal box or from something. Those things were just, they were crap for one thing. And if you were lucky, they stayed on for a little while, but sometimes they got, they messed up the shirt and then you got scratchy bits on them. It was a lot of fun.
So much fun.
Yeah. Oh, he's in so much. Oh, she capitalized so, both letters and so. He's in so much trouble. You're done for. Nice knowing you, buddy.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Too late. Cajun Corey says, what are you talking about? I never do anything to intentionally upset her. Uh-huh. That's a lot of dots after you said that, Cajun Corey.
Yeah, exactly. I've never done that either.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It just happens. I mean, the words come out and they go together in such a way to make her upset. Meanwhile, Bap is never upset.
She told me a secret about Chrysanth, that she had never seen Star Wars. I couldn't even believe it.
Wow, Chrysanth, wow. He just said, I desire one of those free t-shirts that you get if you eat a 2XL pizza in one sitting. All right, then. Mm-hmm. You could probably eat a
Hmm.
2XL pizza. One of my friends, when he was, gosh, he must have been maybe 30. He was at, I don't know, some Vincent de Paul or Goodwill or something, and he found a shirt and he bought it, and he would wear it everywhere. Because we live in Wisconsin, and the shirt on it said "Proud Wisconsin Grandpa." And like I said, he literally just turned 30. He was just a young guy walking around. People are like, "Your grandpa?" And he goes, "Of course." People believed him.
Of
Like, well,
course.
people are dorks. Nugget never seen Star Wars. She says she's seen Star Wars. I don't know. She said it in all caps. I think she's protesting too much.
Yeah, I think she's overselling the lie a little bit there.
2XL pizza probably weighs half as much as you. Wow. Everybody is after croissant today. You can't escape.
Now I want a 2XL pizza.
I kind of do too. Had teriyaki chicken at lunch. Now I want a pizza. Damn it. The place you're thinking of makes really thin crust pizza. You could do it. All right. Pictures or it didn't happen. I mean, I suppose if you win the t-shirt, go for it. But that could be a stream in and of itself. Let's see.
Also, Christina admitted something really strange to me the other day.
Oh?
I was telling her that I had all sorts of theories about gypsies, most of them informed by 1482 France and their pamphlets on what gypsies really are. And I was just, talking about this, thieves, demon magic practitioners, all this stuff. And she's like, no, that's not true. She said, we just put curses on people and eat horses for dinner. I was like, what? You eat horses for dinner? And she affirmed it.
Huh. Okay, then. I didn't know they were Mongolians. Riding across the steppes, kill the horse, eat it.
I told her she should be careful where she says that. She might get canceled by equestrians.
Yeah, or furries.
Or even furries. Oh, man, the My Little Pony Club? Oh, gosh.
The bronies are coming furries for you.
Yeah. They're going to be real mad.
All right, she's saying, all caps, no, you said that gypsies eat horses. I said they don't.
Yeah, I said they eat horses after you confessed. Obviously. Why would I? You thought I would doubt you? Nobody says that and doesn't mean it.
I'm not sure. Well, we'll ask Moss when we play Cthulhu next, because we're going to be meeting a bunch of gypsies, Shigani gypsies, to witness a fertility festival. It's going to be great. Or terrifying. Both. Gypsies.
I was just thinking I need to message Moss. Let me do that.
Oh, no. Croissant says, I'm going to smack Erudai. Well,
so violent.
She's 5 hours from everywhere, so she can probably do it in about 5 hours.
Oh, God.
Wow. Don't text and drive, Erudai, says Croissant.
I can do voice to chat.
He'll do it too, folks. Little do we know, he's been doing that this whole time. Longest text ever. Sent to Croissant. Well, let's see. I'm trying to find good workman's clothing that doesn't look ridiculous. And I'm looking at some stuff that they have in different books for like Anglo-Saxon peasants versus medieval peasants versus Mediterranean peasants. And everybody has quite the vivid take on what people look like. Some of them are ridiculous.
I mean, if you check a D&D book, they'll put people that aren't even historically accurate for whatever region they're imitating. So
That is true. Good, then you'll have a transcript of what he says. Yeah, Chrysanth, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's admissible in court or not. You might have to talk to a lawyer. Do it. Oh, these people all look crazy, but they have big bushy beards, which is kind of fun.
I kind of want to make a magic item inspired by Shrinky Dinks.
Yeah?
I don't know what it would do exactly, but I'm going to think of something.
Like maybe totemic type stuff?
Maybe. Or maybe it could be like voodoo dolls, except for drawn pieces of art, and then you put them in the kindling and it shrinks down into a little hardened token.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I did suggest the people using the clay that is slightly tinged with magic in this area where Senna fell to make those little magic wafer tokens, like little plastic, or not a little plastic, but like almost the size of like those wooden chips you get in bars sometimes. And they would just have a rune on them, and if somebody enchanted them to do one thing, you could snap it, and it was a one-time use thing. So
one of those.
Yeah, you just snap it, and it would give you for one round, you get a bonus on a roll or something, or just completely usable magic items that just you snap and drop the pieces of clay on the ground, and they, well, just go into the ground.
And one of the uses is that they turn into little wafer cookies, so it's like a little good berry snack.
There you go. Snap. Yeah, at some point I'll have to bug you a little bit more about some of the mechanics and things that we could do for, like I was saying, items or food or things in the world that would be like, hey, you take this and it gives you a blah on a roll, or it gives you this. Like, can it add a success, or is that too much? Would it add partly a success? I have to talk to you about what the layers are of what magic items could do. I think we could have a lot of fun with magic items not just being like, it's a +1 sword.
Oh yeah, there'll be some basic, boring intro stuff that modern enchanters can still kind of do.
Mm-hmm.
There's the stuff they can't do. The old, interesting stuff that'll be quite a bit more fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Like you get the necklace that lets you speak through scents, so you can go talk to the mums.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The stink of pearls. The stink of pearls.
Wow. It just gave us the wide eyes. This is what happens. What happens when I don't know. Will we talk? He's face palming now. Oh no. Too late. Face palms. I was gonna ask you too, because somebody brought this up at one point. I think because of they bring it up because of Darrow. Are there firearms in this world?
No.
Okay. And the other question I had is, I was going to work on a few things at some point, talking a little bit more about, some of the lycanthropy that, I talked about the Black Moon tribe that were the orc lycanthropes that don't really exist anymore. Would it make sense to have somebody, especially in Lost Valar on the Whitewood and stuff, that could be geared towards fighting vampires and monsters, like an NPC somewhere? Not like a legendary one, but if I throw one in there that's like, hey, there's this person, this guy and this girl who go around killing vampires or something like that.
I mean, sure. There's a specialist for everything.
Okay.
Why
Cool.
not vampire killing?
Yeah, that could work. All right. And then we have Flarp, who I still have a couple more little notes to put on Flarp. Poor Flarp. Where it says you two aren't allowed to talk anymore. Oh well, you're going through a tunnel, Chrysanth. Can't hear you. Sorry. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna type this up quickly. Protect Flarp. Yes, protect Flarp. Always protect Flarp. Um. So what is on your plate at the moment? What are you working on? Are you working on the thing that I brought up and was chatting with you about in the chat with Moss?
Now my big focus is the classes.
Oh, okay.
I've released 2 of them to Patreon, so you can go see the barbarian and the druid currently, and give feedback on those.
Yeah, I saw there was you have them in the Discord as well now.
Yes, so they should be there as well. So if you are a member supporting, you can see the classes, give us your feedback, and tell us what you think. So yeah, that's what my big focus is right now. And yeah, what we were talking about, the big challenges it is I don't. It requires like 4 different pieces in total, and not all those pieces are complete. But I could probably put together a couple things that are suitable just to make the demonstration possible. Because the mechanics of how are there. It's just that the content isn't fully there. So
Okay, makes sense.
But yeah, that's kind of been where my focus is at the moment. And then following that, I'll probably be putting a bigger focus on the actual races and how they'll mechanically be built out.
Cool. That'll be fun, and I think it'll really make people happy to see some of that stuff. They'll like it. Even Chrysanth might like it, even though she says she doesn't know anything about the mechanics. She'll figure it out.
She doesn't like anything. At least not 100%. Even when she quote unquote likes something with exclamation marks, it's always followed by a "but don't you think dot 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 dot," and then a list of things that she would change and do differently. It's never just, "Oh, that was really good."
She's not saying anything. She says, oh wait, she says I'm too dumb for mechanics. Uh-huh. 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 Right. That's why you work in a lab. Science.
I'd be like, "Chrysanth, look, I solved world hunger," and she'd be like, "Oh wow, that's amazing. But don't you think you could have done that with slightly better food? This is obviously not made by somebody who knows how to bake." Like this long like laundry list, 4 pages long, about the ways I could have solved world hunger better.
At least it wouldn't be. What about the rest of the universe? Anyway.
I mean, that might. Don't give her ideas.
He says, I'm not that mean, Erudai. You want honesty? I'm honest and blunt. Cajun Corey says, Chrysanth, correct. You're more mean. Chrysanth said, that's just being called being a woman. Okay. Girls. Man.
Which is not wrong there. Except Beth would never be that way.
Correct. By the way, you're cutting up a bit. Just a bit.
I'm going through the woods.
Oh dear. Is this like Blair Witch Project kind of woods? If we hear the scream of the Mothman, then he's dead.
Greener.
Oh, okay. Something just occurred to me when I was doing something on the map here. I have another program I was looking at that can do like some dungeony type stuff. I'm trying to find a place that can do something for like city maps. To like lay out some ideas of like, hey, this city could look kind of like this, or this sort of an idea. But I can't find anything that I like, so I may have to just see if we can do something just by hand in our program just to do a couple things. If you know of something for making cities, that would be interesting. I haven't found a good one.
I don't. I've never really made city maps, to be honest. Either I run modules that already have the city maps, or if I don't, I usually just kind of theater of the mind it. I really only worry about the dungeons. Recommendations out there.
Well,
I'd ask Moss. Actually, we should probably get Moss to come on here with you once or twice.
I think that'd be fun.
Let him learn a thing or two about a thing or two in this universe, and get some of his own ideas.
Exactly. I think that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, I'll bug him. Because normally, I mean, I used to make cities after cities after villages after cities all the time. And I'm sure I have a lot of drawings here and there that would remind me how I did some of them, but there's got to be a program. I know there are programs that will generate little cities based on kind of layouts that you give it, but they look so weird. So I think I'd be better off just writing up stuff myself, and when we get an artist or somebody else to do them, they can make them look good.
Yeah, because the maps we do make will eventually be handed over to a cartographer.
Yeah.
And they'll give it a unique flair.
Probably make it make sense. Or at least as much sense as we want it to make. Whatever we can get away with, right?
Whatever we can get away with. I don't know. Have we ever? I'm trying to think. Have we really said what Moss is going to be doing?
I don't know if you have actually announced what he's doing. You said he was working on stuff. I think that might be it.
Yeah, I can't remember if we said any details, but yeah. So Moss is going to be working on our starter adventure for the campaign, or for the setting. So kind of our Lost Mines of Phandelver, or Rise of the Rune Lords, if you will. So he'll be doing our first starter adventure set in this universe, and putting that together, building the dungeons, the story, the NPCs, all of that. So really excited to have him on doing that.
It's going to be fun to see. Okay, yeah, Chrysanth said you hadn't said details yet for Moss. Yep. So yeah, he's going to be doing some stuff over in this area of the world over here.
Near good old Seabreak Haven.
And at Erudai's urging, I created a bunch of stuff on the map and lore and things around for this area, and gave a bunch of it to Moss, and he's doing stuff. It's going to be neat.
And stuff be doing him.
You? That's only in a rush.
It sounded better when I thought it, but
did it?
On reflection, I regret.
I regret. Speaking of Russian, somebody told me they went and saw Thunderbolts, and they said it was not good.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
And I said, which one's that again? They're like, with the Russian superhero guys and stuff and people. And I said, I don't know who those people are. And they're like, well, they already did one movie with them. I looked, I was like, oh, yeah, so they did. Well, that went under the
I
radar
didn't
for
see that
me.
one. Yeah, no, they haven't put out anything good in a while. Nope. Nope.
I hope they do someday, for their sake.
I doubt it. At least, if they do, it's going to be well past probably the new Avengers movies, because sounds like a lot of that stuff's already kind of planned out and ruined.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, if you've been seeing any of the interviews for Fantastic Four, I mean, even watching the trailers, you already know the movie's going to be bad. I don't know how familiar you are with the comic book characters and all that, but uh, like Johnny, he was kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a player. He liked to, flirt with women, drive hot cars, and he was that kind of this cocky guy.
Yeah.
And the actor was very specifically like, in the comics, Johnny was a bit of a womanizer. Is that really sexy today? No. So we decided to take a whole different take on Johnny. I was like, well, that's all I need to know. I know you're not making the Fantastic Four if you're literally doing a different take on every character. So
Yeah. Well, I did see, I think the first movie. I might have seen both of them, or were there two movies back in the day? I think there were one or two. And I'm pretty sure I saw them,
yeah,
and I knew the characters, and I was like, okay, interesting, I guess.
yeah, that's. I was really hoping
But
that we
not
would
so
have a
much.
good Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Every single time they've yet to have a good movie.
It's amazing that they can fail so routinely. They're quite good at
Breaks
it.
my heart.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Huh. I was curious if, speaking of movies, have, oh my gosh, I can't remember his name suddenly. Josiah working with Epic Mike, have they gotten farther on theirs? Because I know they were doing some little trailer type stuff at one point for a project they were working on.
Yeah, so they're making little. They're sort of building a portfolio and working up. So, to my understanding, they haven't started working on anything like feature length yet. They started off with kind of like demo reels, and then now they're moving up to like little short films. And then once they've kind of demonstrated their ability there, then they'll grow into it essentially.
Okay. Chrysanth says, holy
I
smokes,
don't
your
know much
turn
more than
signal is
that.
loud. It's
I'm going to
probably
turn your signal loudly.
it's probably near his phone, Chrysanth. I'm just saying.
It's actually not. My phone's in the middle of the car. I don't know.
Maybe because it's at a certain frequency, it hits it pretty hard, like smack. It's just that
That could be.
the specific frequency gets you.
Can't seem to mute.
Damn it, mute us. Mute me. There he goes. He's muted now.
Okay, I'm back.
And
But only briefly, because I am at Federal HQ, and I've got to walk in the building, scan my iris, give them my fingerprints, do the little finger prick blood sample, the whole 9 yards just to get in the front door.
Wow, okay. Chrysanth says she'll take solace in the fact that he at least uses a turn signal. Boop. Wow.
Yeah, you should be happy that I'm responsible.
He's responsible. He said it. Clip that. He's responsible.
Like a good responsible.
Oh, I thought you just meant responsible for everything. Never mind.
No.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys hang out, have a good time, and I'll pop back in chat once I've gone through all the security layers.
All right. We will talk to you a little later then. Have fun out there.
Bye.
All right. Bye. I never said he was responsible. That's pushing it. Well, he used the word. Same in New Jersey. What, y'all use turn signals? Must be in Tennessee. It's illegal to use those. Mm-hmm. Hey, I think a lot of people think it's illegal or irresponsible to use those. Take my hands off the wheel to turn on a turn signal? Right. Pretty sure it's everywhere. Yep. All right. So I'm still typing stuff, but I'm doing a lot of research online about different clothing styles and what people wore in different areas, but trying to come up with some really basic ideas and rules without going really in depth. Like the people here in where whoop, oh, I just went to the wrong part of the map or the part of the wrong document. There we go. The Vale folk around Senna's Fall, they tend to wear a lot of heavy duty work clothes because they work a lot with, you know, mining dirt and clay and iron and all kinds of things out of the ground. They're layered clothing in various earth tones. They wear thick boots, tend to wear light head coverings, partly out of deference to their fallen goddess Senna, partly out of protection, or partly for, not out of, for protection from the sun since they often work outdoors. I'm trying not to go in too much extra detail in a lot of this because it's not the most important stuff. I just need the flavors. And I did find a cool picture that had some really interesting ideas for people. They look kind of a little more Slavic, and I kind of like it. Once forget to turn them off. I don't trust blinkers. Once I had a passenger get on me for not using a turn signal, even though there was no one around. That dude was a deuce who my cousin hanged out with at the time. Sounds like a real fun guy. Since when did you need to take your hands off the wheel, use turn signals, flick it with your pinky? I don't know. Some people have the one on the steering column or on the steering wheel itself. Drive with one hand on the wheel. Better than those no hand people. Whee! I gotta look up terminology here so I don't put the wrong word in here. Um, maintain the tradition. Wow. All right. 10 and 2, folks. 10 and 2. I tell them to read between the lines. Wow. Getting a driver's tan. We used to call it a farmer's tan, Crescent, but also it was a driver's tan because farmer's tan is usually just your arms from here down are tan because you pull up your shirt sleeve since you're working outside all the time and you're suddenly white as a fish underneath it. Heavy lifting's done. Time for food. All right, Kyle, get some cookies. You actually use your left hand to drive. You use your right hand to drink my Dr. Pepper while driving. Hey, there you go. When you learned, it was 9 and 3. Keep mine at high noon. More of a 9 and 3 guy. Better if the airbags go off. I get to keep my wrists. All right, then. Hey, wait. So none of you have a self-driving car? What? I never. Let's save this image where I can find it later. I put these actually. Where's that folder? Reference images. There it is. Plonk. And we'll save that one in there as well. That one kind of makes sense. That one looks a little weird. Oh, it's like that person looks deranged. It's a piece of medieval clothing that is on a mannequin. And the mannequin, let's just say the person didn't spend a lot of time making that mannequin look human. It's a rough shape of a human face. Not quite as bad as the dried apple stuff. But, you know, it's there. Why are they showing me people in suits? That is not medieval or Mediterranean or Italian dress. And neither are samurai. What the heck? Come on, Duck, Duck, go. Do your job. Do your job. And the right stuff. Wouldn't trust a self-driving car for anything. Uh-oh. Agent Corey has a question. I still don't trust your car. You have a self-driving car. I drive it myself. What? Son's wife has one that steers and brakes. Creepy as hell. Wait, Erudite, you have a self-driving car? You don't get my money. You've got plenty. No, I don't have Tesla money. If I did, I'd live very differently, let me tell you. You have a secretary driving car? Nice. Okay, Secretary Nugget. edition. What would that be? A premium is put on crafting skills. The veil and apprenticeships of the best craftsmen are... Can't really say fought over. Are... There we go. I will put right number of letters network. There we go. Grisan says, my truck doesn't have all the safety features. It has backup camera and the reverse sensors that beep. That's all I need. I said I want to drive it because I hate driving. My neighbor said Uber is expensive. Wasn't my thought. Oh no, Shadow Warden. What do you call a secretary who's always winning awards? An executive assistant. Oh, when I get older, maybe I'll have a daughter driving car. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Dusty Witch says, my car has mirrors and dents. Secretary Nugget says, I will drive you everywhere, mama. Chrysanth must hate Pokemon with all the pun name creatures in it. Probably. Right now you have a husband driving car. Mm-hmm. All right, so military service is lauded as admirable, though because of the work ethic of the people of the Vale, most soldiers are trained in one or more crafting skills from their former years. Military encampments and towers across the Vale are usually well maintained and in good working order as a result. Oh my gosh, what happened here? Times New Romaine. Wow. There's a Dubai. Does that mean there's a don't? Hello? I like blind spot cameras. Don't have that in my current car. Also, got a red light camera ticket out of state. I was turning right on red. Not all states have right on red. Really? Never drove a vehicle without my truck has spot mirrors. That can't be true. New Jersey, you can't turn right on red. Pennsylvania, you can't. Or you can turn right on New Jersey. In Pennsylvania, you can't. It's illegal. In towns that don't allow a right turn on red. Why he's so mean? Well, it's Maryland. I don't buy. Either way, you're mad. Indiana is hit or miss when you can do a right on red. So they don't. It just depends on where you're at, huh? It's be $75 or go up there for court. Not much of a choice. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it'd be worth the trip. Fed feelings, fed on fed violence. Bum, bum, bum. All right, so festivals and feasts in the Vale focus on the harvest seasons as well as the fall of their goddess. Marriages, births, and deaths, all pivotal life changing moments because of Senna, are lauded and celebrated with large ease. Martial readiness. Doge is coming for Rudai one ticket at a time. Shadow Warden says, I've never gotten a ticket before, even though I've driven 20 over past cops many times. Well, today's the day, Shadow Warden. Be careful. Be careful. Let's go back to martial readiness. I want to check something in. I want the tree. All right. Frylanders. There we go. Oops. There we go. Let me check here. Only extend so far. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here. You treat speed limit signs as suggestions. All right, then. I'm going to assume you haven't had an accident either. Otherwise, you probably would have gotten a ticket for it. Though their standing army is small, the Vale boasts a robust militia with the ability to call up nearly 700 fighting men. Only a few days' notice. Trying to scratch my own back up between my shoulder blades, and my muscles are all sore, so I have a pained look on my face because I'm scratching my back. There we go. Ow. Anyway, Crescent, how is Jif's work such as yourself doing today? Jif's work? Sounds like a chaos driver. He might be. He might be. I thought the gifts were. Isn't that a? Isn't that like a male gnome? If so, that's quite the insult. Unless I'm wrong, I could be wrong. Maybe it's not a male gnome. Let's see. Yeah, I was saying 700 fighting with a few days' notice. Hundred or more of them are generally able to secure a mount, and proper armor is befitting a higher class warrior. Let's see. We got to look up something here. All right, we got to look up. We have to look up the gods here. All right, Kika, yeah, Senna. There we go. We're gonna find her. Order of the Chrysalis. Okay. All right. So I gotta add that. Oops. A little farther down here. Where was I? Vindonis. All right, it is right. All right, Church of Senna has its own protectors centered in Rivenmont. The Order of the Chrysalis. From here, they administer to the faithful, though their cohesion has been tested with the schism in the Church of late. All right. Challenge me, please. I'm bored. 50 push-ups, Sassy Witch. Oh, wait, that's not what you mean. Gift swear translate to poison dwarf. Terms for someone who gets annoyed, angry very quickly. Or would you prefer terror kobold crescent? Oh dear. uh Sassy Witch, have you I saw your other drawings about the the houses and stuff. If you could make yourself a I don't know what it would be, not a hunting lodge or a villa or something. I guess maybe a villa. If you could do a map of a house that you would love to have, like a fantasy house, what would it be? I know you did a castle, or we're working on the castle. What would you do? What would your perfect, cool fantasy house have or be? Oh, no, I'm not boring. I'm the most entertaining person in the world. Just getting a needle in a Rudai Voodoo doll. Oh, dear. Ah, that's cool. Well, good. I hope that you have fun with that one. All right, points of contention. I don't know. Can you guys actually even hear me typing? I'm assuming you can. Let's see. Was that mean ass directed at me? Voodoo doll time. You really want that? No, that was a Frost, even though he's sweet. Yeah, I'm mean. I'm a horrible person. Woo! Mr. Erudite deserves it. Oh no. We hear it's not distracting though. Okay. No louder than this laptop to me, so all good. Okay. Yeah, this is my quiet keyboard. Quiet. But I probably type too hard anyway. At least it's not an old IBM Selectric. Ah, click, 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 click. Brrr. Oh, I suppose this was good. Hey, it's 6:54. I should probably think about wrapping up here soon. Where did that go? Oh, there we go. I'm trying to open something up here and it's not opening. Close that, and I can move this over here. What did I have here? Okay, there we go. And I can put that on there, and that will make that super bright. Fortunately, uh, oh, okay, that didn't go up properly. Oh, there we go. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Hmm. Never find it. Sorry, I'm looking for one thing here. I literally accidentally closed this page I had the clothing thing that I was trying to save. And of course my cats. Okay, that doesn't work either. Where in the heck? Hmm. All right, let's go here. And I can drag this here. Did it work? Okay, it worked. It worked! Who knew? All right, and then I can move this thing over. All right. My gosh, my cats are just they're in a mood. I can't do that. Oh, could I do this? Let's do this once. Let's see. And let me see if I do this. Okay. I'm just moving something around here on my document folders. Trying to find the correct spot for this stuff, so I remember where it is later. Sometimes I remember things. And I will save this over here. I'm really good at saving things. It's not taking me forever to save it. It's taking me a little bit while to save it. Right, and we do that. And then I can move it. Good. That's about right. That's about right. And I can move this one over here. Do you guys have any suggestions? Next time I'm going to be working on probably some character descriptions. So it's fun that I'm stuff with the clothing of places anyway. So that's going to help me with some of those descriptions. But do you guys have any suggestions for other things you want me to work on? Because I can take it all under advisement. I mean, throw it into the, what do you call it? The comments for me, please. And we can see what I can do. Because I might have some, yes, what's the word? Leeway? And then I can put that in the wrong spot. I saved that file in the wrong spot completely, because then I can kind of tailor it a little bit to something you guys want to see. If not, I'll just keep going down my own list of things that I'm working on. Because I have a lot of things on my list. Many other things on the list. Okay, that is not where I saved that. Where did I end up putting this picture is my question. Because I just saved that guy, that piece of art of the guy with the cool outfit on that I found. And I don't know where I saved it. Well, that's not your problem. It's my problem. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to stop rambling. Please leave a like and a comment. And I will talk to you all a little bit later. I'm going to be hopping on a little bit to play some more Clair Obscur. And I'll probably be chatting with Sevi in voice chat. And driving her crazy while my voice goes robotic. So, wee! So, yeah, I will see you guys online relatively shortly. And I'll talk to you then. Have a good night. Don't do anything too crazy. A little crazy. A little bit. Only go 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. Sounds good to me.